These 7 mindset hacks took me from a stressed, nearly broke e-commerce owner to a multi-millionaire and even made me question the purpose of making money. I learned some of these hacks from a decade of experience in business and others from some of the wealthiest people in the industry. And I'm gonna go through them all in just under 11 minutes. Now, the first one is probably the most underrated one, and that is being okay with losing money. It's a very scary thing to invest our hard-earned money into something not knowing if it's gonna work. And that's exactly when we need to switch off in our brains that sensation of fear. Because let's look at it from a very pragmatical point of view. You're not losing money. What would be considered as a loss? An amount of money that you invested and you never made back. But it's not a loss if you invest your money into testing products or your new ads and you're collecting data and every time fix something in order to get you closer to profitability until at some point you're gonna start making profits and all that initial loss that you saw turned into profit. So an only loss would be if you just test some stuff and you quit. That's what I would consider a loss. And that's exactly the mindset that you need when you go into testing anything. Because if you don't, then you're gonna get scared and you're gonna chicken out and actually lose money. Same thing goes when you're going that extra mile on your content, on your ads. What if it goes wrong? What if I invest a lot of money into ads creation and I pay actors, I pay a nice studio, I invest a lot of time in it and I pay my editors much more than usual? What would happen if then the ad doesn't work? Well, guess what? You're just gonna iterate and relaunch until it freaking works. Because if you want to make $100,000 a month, you should be ready to lose a few $1,000s on the way up, right? And if you're not ready for this, then you probably should reassess your goals if you're actually ready to go that big. When I, for example, create my ads, sometimes I spend a few $1,000s on a single ad. On a VSL production, I could spend even $5,000 to $10,000, if not even more. But guess what? I'm trying to make millions of dollars. So yes, I am ready to lose a few $1,000s in ad creation and all the time that I put in order to make millions of dollars. High risk, high reward. The second mindset hack is going from taking to giving in a relationship with your partners. So in my world, it would be offer owners or the brands that I work with. And what I see is that a lot of affiliates, they don't invest in their relationships with their partners. Building a relationship will make the difference down the line. In fact, in my position, I invested a lot in the relationships, also because it came as a natural thing to do when you work with other humans. We want to feel good, we want to have a good time, and when things get tough, we want to be there for each other. And even if you think it sounds cheesy, that's exactly what makes the difference. You see, everyone works with many different people, so why would they work with you? Why would they choose you better than others? Well, maybe because you treat them better in the first place. And this goes a long way. It goes from, better payment terms to better commissions to deeper conversations on how to improve each other's business and then finding different ways to do so. It could be worth millions of dollars. I want to share a little story. For us, the biggest month of the year is usually January. This is true for many industries because people have their New Year's resolutions, they have more money after Christmas, and they want to get fit for the summer. So we started pumping a lot more traffic. The only problem is at the end of the month, we didn't see exactly the results we wanted because the conversion rate was significantly lower than other months. The problem was a technical mistake by our partners. And given that they knew us so well, they decided to make up for that conversion rate difference and pay us 6 figures in extra sales that never happened just for the sake of keeping a good relationship. And this didn't happen out of thin air because in the past, we helped them reach their quarterly goals. Therefore, we had to increase our advertising expenses in order to generate more revenue to help them reach their goal. Even though for us, it might have resulted in a bigger loss because we couldn't push profitably our advertising campaigns that much. But this is exactly what you do for your partners. The next one is focusing on one vertical. I made millions of dollars by being a pro at just one of the thousands of niches possible, not multiple at the same times. Especially when you're at the beginning, and at the beginning I mean when you didn't even make a few $1,000,000, you need to be laser focused on one thing and one thing only, because if you keep jumping left and right, you will never be a pro at what you're doing. In my case, I became a pro at supplements, and I know every possible angle to sell supplements because I've tested a bunch, I've seen what's around, I've been working on it for multiple years now, so I have that competitive advantage that if any newbie starts running traffic today, they will probably test the same thing that I've tested previously, and I will know if they worked or not. So if you're, for example, running beauty products, then be laser focused on that. Try so many different angles until you find a winning one. Because guess what? When you start working on a product, you will probably come up with the same angles everyone else did until you put in enough time and researches to actually find some unique angles that no one else has tested. And guess what? That's the time you're gonna make millions of dollars. And also by focusing on one thing, you have the opportunity to actually relax during the hours that you don't work on that particular thing. And guess what? The best idea might hit you when you're running or when you're taking a shower. I see a lot of affiliates just jumping from one niche to another, expecting that they're gonna crack one eventually. But guess what? They're gonna give their minimal focus each time, and they're not really gonna see any important breakthrough because they didn't go deep enough. So if you wanna succeed and make millions in one vertical, then you need to go all in and go deep enough and do all the researches and find all the angles that could potentially be tested and go test them. And by the way, by the end of the year, we want to hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel, so make sure to subscribe right now. Now the next hack is also related to verticals, because you see there's so many different verticals that you see here that you can actually jump into and make work. But what are the ones that are actually the most scalable? And this goes back to what your initial goal is, because if your goal is to make 1K a day, then even these verticals can work for you. But if your goal is to hit 1K a day but also have the opportunity to scale further to 5K a day, 10K a day profit, and if not more, then these are the verticals that you should be jumping right into. You see, not every vertical is the same. In fact, there is this 3-step process that I always use when I want to test a new product. The first step is I check the brand quality. Does it have good reviews? Does it have a good reputation? Is it in a vertical that is extremely scalable? The second thing I look at are the video materials. Can I create compelling videos with what they give me initially so that I can just go hard at it right away and scale as fast as possible? And the third thing is the commissions. Not every vertical has the same commissions. For example, if you look at gadgets, you have a certain range of commissions and you can still do some good damage. But if you look at, for example, supplements or a lead generation, the payouts can go extremely higher. Therefore, also the possible scale. Mindset hack number 5 is focus on the biggest opportunity that you find out there and expect to reach it. Aim at the moon and expect that you will land on it. And the biggest numbers are usually made in the biggest countries on this planet. So let's make an example. I want to sell my next product in Italy. In Italy, given the amount of population, I will only be able to probably achieve these sorts of numbers. But if I focus on cracking the same campaign in the US as an example, the possible scale is even 5 to 10 times higher. Because of simple economics, there are more people you can sell your product to. And because you're running your product in English, you can then copy paste your campaigns in Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and just continue selling in all these other countries. So ask yourself, what is your goal? And are you aiming at the biggest possible outcome here, or are you just playing games? Hack number 6, be extremely focused, almost autistic about your ads. Either you're scaling or you're failing, and there's no way around it. The only thing that should be on your mind are the quality of your ads. If you focus on that, you will outperform your competitors. And the trick here is not to copy others. So don't go on Meta Ad Library, spy on your competitors. Instead, be a creator. Block out the noise. Don't look at Meta Ad Library. Talk to your customers. Read through the comment section. Find the objections. Then open a nice little file and start typing the words. And guess what? It's gonna work fine if you continue doing it. You can still take inspiration in terms of script structuring, but it should have your own points of views, because guess what? Your own point of view is unique, and you're gonna talk to other people that relate to your point of view. If everyone copies the same point of view as everyone else, it's not gonna make any noise. When I was aiming at copying others, I was always one step behind. But the times I put in my own thoughts and I blocked out the outer world and I focused on what I had in front of me, that's the time when I actually found a breakthrough. When I actually made new hooks, for example, that would be extremely eye-catchy because no one has thought of them. And sometimes it just involves in playing around yourself and sitting in the studio and just fucking around, literally. This is the only time you're actually gonna have the chance to create $1 million ad potentially. And mindset hack number 7 is focus on the momentum. See through your highs. So even if you're having an amazing day of revenue, an amazing month or whatever it is, see through it, because guess what? a low is always gonna come at some point. So grind through the highs, continue putting in the reps. It doesn't matter if you had a good day or a bad day. You're gonna continue making new ads even if you're scaling. And this mindset allowed me to not just have one good year or 2 good years, but we're talking about here half a decade of making millions of dollars every single year. Because I always know that the day I stop is the day that I'm doomed. Is the day I stop making money and we're going back to zero. And I don't want to go back to zero at all costs. And guess what? It will cost me less energy to work with all the momentum that I have right now than to work when nothing is working. So keep the momentum. And if you're currently feeling stuck in your business or you don't know where to start, I developed a 2-minute quiz for free in the description where I can find the best way for you to start scaling today. So make sure to take the quiz right now. See you in the next video. Peace!